What is a deadlift meetup?
Just
literally
yeah, we had a little
deadlifting,
setup.
trying to max out basically. Anything's possible. Like I set my mind to it. I was ready for a change. Didn't want to be the person that I used to be or what I grew up, the environment I was in, and I made change. And like I'm a better person today. I like to say a great dad, great husband, hopefully a great business partner. So yeah, anything's possible.
What I love, like you have a clear identity of what you're about and a clear focus. Like I think a lot of business owners, they are kind of like just mindlessly kind of going through it and they grow just because that's what you're supposed to do, but you're intentional.
This is the Unleash Your Purpose podcast.
All right, hey, welcome back to Unleash Your Purpose podcast with your host, Ryan Centers. I'm super excited with my guests today. I got Nick and Jose from Barbell Effect with us today. As we get started in this conversation, want to make sure that you like and subscribe. We have about half of you guys that download every week, but do not subscribe. Shame on you. It's time to make it happen. So make sure you do that, and we're going to jump into today's episode. So Jose, Nick, thank you guys for coming on, man. What's so interesting is that you and we are in similar spaces.
Yes.
We're both into fitness. I actually, Jose, I stalked you at LA Fitness like 8 years ago. He would be there at 5 a.m. training.
Yep.
You were like because you, as personal trainers, so often they turn over really quick, and you were the same guy there for years.
I was there for three and a half years, and there was probably 10 trainers that just cycled through. So I was the consistent.
You were the consistent one, and probably brought up you had all the clients to make it happen. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
And what I love to have conversations with is other business owners, and you guys started something from the ground up. Yeah, and it's more than just it's a gym. It's like, what I understand, it's like all-in-one personal training studio and almost a brand and more than that. So yeah, share a little bit about what Barbell Effect is, how you guys got started, what that looks like.
Yeah. So we got it started in 2016.
Okay.
Just starting off with selling like merchandise. We were making t-shirts just to kind of get our name out there. And that's where it started from that. And then,
so before any personal training, you were kind of trying to build a brand first.
Yeah. And then he started off personal training prior to me, and I think it was
it was like 2016. We started with just like t-shirts, brands. We did like little get-togethers, like we did a deadlift meet at Kiwanis Park. So it was like maybe 10, 12 people or so. We were just out there.
What is that? What is a deadlift meetup?
We just
literally we had deadlifting, trying to max out basically. So and so we had a deadlift platform, a barbell, and a ton of weights, and threw it down and just got to deadlifting. And that's
walked up,
and we would just post that on our social media. We just advertised like, hey, we're going to be here Saturday, deadlifting, come out and join us. Few people did, very slowly but surely we kept growing. But yeah.
Do you ever had those days where you show up and then you're like waiting for someone to show up and no one there?
We still have those days.
Especially
the joy
at the beginning.
It looks so great on Instagram. I remember our first day opening Sky Zone. It was like kept getting delayed in this 24,000 square foot facility, like $20,000 a month rent, and then I opened the doors and like 4 people showed up. Nice. I'm like, oh my, what did I get myself into?
Yeah, there's definitely days like that, or if you hold an event and you're like, you promote it really hard, you do well with it, and then just the turnout's not really there, but you just make the most of it and got content, stuff like that. So
you got 2016, you started building out kind of this brand and this concept. And then what was the next kind of iteration from there?
So at that point, it was more so we just kind of wanted to help out, and like it was an idea to start a gym.
Okay. Where does that come from?
Well, it used to be 3 of us who were just buddies lifting in the gym, and we kind of working out. We kind of hated how when you go to a commercial gym, it was like you see all these people every single day, but never really talk to them. The staff is not friendly. At the door, you scan in, no one really greets you. They might give you a hello, but they're looking down at their phone. And we're like, we want to break the mold.
The one gym you used to work at, the front desk lady, I mean, for 2-3 years. I don't think she looked up.
Yeah.
She never even said bye, hi, nothing.
It was horrible. Like clients, gym staff, they would always complain about it, but that's what we were trying to break away from. We didn't want to be like your commercial gyms.
Yeah. Cutter type stuff. Yeah.
So you wanted, like, it sounds like a kind of like a sense of community.
Yep.
Yeah. That's really what we wanted to have. And, you know, like get to know the clients. Like if someone walks in, whether it's my client or one of our other trainers, we know that client, we kind of have an understanding of what they're what their goal is.
Yeah.
And we want to build that community with each other.
Yeah. And those people who are into fitness and maybe have worked out for a while, I think every workout partners have dreamt of having a gym. Of like, but you guys actually took that step and made this passion a reality.
Yep.
So how did that all work out?
So for me, it was, or kind of the way things got rolling was I did a men's physique show in 2018, I want to say, 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. And so I did that. And then my trainer at the time, he just kind of inspired me to like really push for it, really just go for it and get my certification as a trainer.
Okay.
At the time I was taking courses in school for entrepreneur and everything like that. And then I dropped out of that. I was like, this is dumb. Like to me, I was like, I'm wasting time here when I need to be out there, like getting hands-on experience. So it's very
strange to be in like an entrepreneurship class and the professor probably hasn't even really done much entrepreneurship.
It was a lot of good stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, but I mean, am I happy that I dropped out? Yeah. Like it definitely, like it projected me to like, or projected us to do things a lot quicker, a lot sooner.
What made you guys partner together? And by the way, I want to get back to that men's physique thing because I've always been like, was that
try it out?
Yeah, no one wants to see this.
No. You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah. What brought us together?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we met each other through a mutual friend.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, we started working out together, and then we came up kind of with the concept of things.
Yeah.
And you know, the ball just kept rolling into kind of where we're at, but we're very like similar minded in like what we want for our gym and how we might be able to benefit other people. And I think that's a great thing as to how we gel in our long-term goal.
Yeah. Okay. It's kind of like you said, like every like gym, like every gym bro wants to own a gym, right? Yeah. And that's kind of what it was. And then finally one day we're like, why don't we just do this? Like, what are we waiting on? Like, we have the right mindset. Like we can do this. Like we can make this happen, and just took the leap, you know? So.
Yeah. So for you, was there a level of fear that was there? Was one of you guys like more fearful? And
I think I was more fearful. I don't want to speak on his behalf, but I think that I was a little bit more fearful. I
like the financial thing. Is it like the job security?
So for me, around that time frame, like I got my first client in like 2018. I just wanted to get my feet wet. I legit was charging $10 for an hour.
Yeah.
Just to get my feet wet. And I was working for the state, for DCS for like 6 years. And I just had that security, like health insurance. I know what's going to come in. And like going into this realm, I didn't really know. I saw how he was doing really well, but I was like, well, what if it doesn't pan out for me? And it took me a long time to even take the test. 'Cause I'm like, what if not this, that, and the other? And, you know, he was very helpful in guiding me like, hey, you need to take the leap. Like it's well worth it. And ever since I took that leap, I've never looked back and never regretted it.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think you have a good point though, because a lot of people have a dream, have a vision for it, but there's always something holding them back. There's like this sense of fear that just kind of holds you, and you have an excuse. And you may have had an excuse for a month or two and didn't want to do it, but you ultimately had a buddy that was able to help push you over. And so often we need that in our life, is another person that will say, no, you got this. You got that in you.
Yeah. And I think I was able to kind of see like his path with it. Not just like words and encouragement. Like that was, you know, very great. But I could kind of see from afar, like, oh, he's able to pay his bills too. He can take care of the health insurance, all that good stuff. And he's happier than I was working at the state, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And so for you, how did you took that leap easier for you?
So for me it was easier because I was, before training and everything, I was working at warehouses. I was a supervisor. Hated it. Hated it. I would do my warehouse job. It was a night shift, which was horrible. Sleep sucked.
then train
during the day, wake up, and I would travel to gyms. So I'm not supposed to do this, but I was doing it.
Where you personal train at their gyms?
And I would go to one gym, train, different gym, train, different gym. And so I was getting enjoyment out of it. I love training the people. It was hard to just jump gyms or be there for like a long time frame. Yeah. So the jump for me was easy. I was like, I'm tired of warehouse. Like, I'm out. Bye.
Cool.
Started with commercial gyms. I was at commercial gyms for about 4 years, which kind of gave me what I needed. So I was able to build up clientele, get some experience in there, meet people, network, things like that. So it did give me a good experience. And then finally,
I think that's like our good, like for those people who are maybe listening that are interested in doing entrepreneurship or have a vision, what you did is probably the best. Like, it's like you test drove it, you checked out, like, hey, I got involved in this and learned what I didn't need to, like, when I even got into working with kids in group homes, I worked in group homes, checked out what I did like, what I didn't like, and kind of figured it out. Yeah. So then I could learn on someone else's dime.
Right. Exactly.
And hone your skill set. Yep. Meet some people.
Yep. Definitely.
Connections.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
So then you guys opened up your own space in 2021?
Yeah. Yes. November, December-ish, 2021.
Yep.
How'd you guys get the I mean, being a privately run gym, getting the financing, being able to secure a commercial lease.
Saved every penny.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Legit every penny. So we were renting space out of a different gym, kind of like what we have with our trainers, renting space.
We pay monthly.
Yeah, we pay monthly. And 1 month it came that they're closing. And so it's like So it's like you can't really just stop everything. Like we have clients that are paying us who have already paid.
Yeah.
So we had to figure it out.
No refunds, right?
Yeah. Right. So we had to figure it out. So for how many months were we in the garage?
September till about November. We were in the garage. So we went through like the heat. We went to transition into the cold portion of it all.
Yeah.
And literally through the time in the garage, we just saved every single penny. We had money saved up already. So we just threw everything together, put it into equipment, our lease, just everything. Like everything we had, we weren't spending on anything. It all went to the gym.
Yeah.
How'd you guys divide that, like roles, 50-50. Responsibility? So 50-50?
Yeah, like financially 50-50. And I think it's pretty awesome. Like we didn't have to take out like a huge loan from the bank. Like
that's right.
We saved and we put everything that we could towards it, so we wouldn't have to like answer the bank every single month.
I think he's a better saver than me, but I had like a family member that thankfully was able to help out a little bit. But again, like we didn't have to like take out loans from the bank or have anyone
investors
anything like that.
So we could have our imprint on it.
The business is ours. So
I feel like that's probably a good point. Like when you're designing something from the ground up, like your fingerprints are all over it. Your vision of what you want it to be. You have change one thing, change everything kind of mindset.
Yep.
So what I understand is like you're focused on like build confidence in the gym, like learn that one skill, and then it transfers to life.
Yeah, exactly. Like your family and everything out there, seeing you living a bit better life, and then transitioning from that.
Yeah. And have you seen that kind of mantra kind of play out with your clients?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, our clients love it. Like even when they first come in and they see, because we have on our wall, change one thing, change everything. Just one of our buddies did the artwork and they ask us about us and we tell them like, oh, that's awesome. And then as they get they get their progress and everything, they're like, okay, like I see it. Like,
and it's like slow. It's like watching someone go from doing a banded pull down to like I'm gonna try to do a pull up with the bands and then do my own pull up. You're like, dude. Or I remember that I had to do training for a while, and I was like watching this 40-year-old girl mom, and everyone's doing a box jump, but she's terrified. And she could. And it could be a baby box. But she just could not get over that mental hurdle. And it just took so much time. And she'd run up and stop, or run up and jump do a step up. Or like do a skip on top. And then I remember like one day she did in class, the whole class just rallied behind her and cheered her on.
That's awesome.
And the amount of like confidence that builds, that small little step is so transferable. Like you can face like other fears and punch it in the face.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. When you're going through like a hard time, you're like, well, I had a goal of losing 40 pounds and I did that. So this task is not that difficult like I thought it might be.
Yeah. Hey, fellow purpose-driven leaders. If you're loving what you're hearing, We need your help to keep spreading inspiration so others can unleash their purpose too. If you're finding value in our discussions about purpose, entrepreneurship, faith, and family, here's how you can support us. First off, hit that subscribe button right now to make sure you never miss an episode. By subscribing, you'll get notified every time we release a new podcast packed with wisdom and encouragement. Next, take a moment to share this episode with your friends, family, and followers. Whether it's a text message, a post, or a shout out, your recommendation helps us reach more people who are seeking inspiration on their journey. And finally, if you've been enjoying our podcast, we'd be incredibly grateful if you could leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Your reviews not only motivate us to keep creating great content, but they also help others discover our show and join our purpose-driven community. So let's keep the momentum going. Subscribe, share, and review the Unleash Your Purpose podcast today, and together, let's make a positive impact on the world, one listener at a time. Now let's dive back into today's episode. So what's your guys' general philosophy on training for working with different clients? Because there's the personal training model, there's HIIT style, there's the CrossFit world,
powerlifting.
It's all the things. Yeah. Do you guys have kind of a lane that you guys like to sit in?
I feel like we really just accommodate to whatever our clients are looking for.
Yeah. Okay. I think the only thing we don't do is really CrossFit.
Okay.
Yeah. We do high intensity things like that.
Yeah.
Circuits maybe.
Yeah, circuits, but not really CrossFit based. There's really, unless someone wants to do Olympic lifts or things like that, we don't have it. But I mean, one of our trainers, she's a power lifter, or a couple of our trainers are power lifters. One of our trainers is a bodybuilder, or going to do a bodybuilding show.
Yeah.
So we just kind of dabble in a little bit of everything. Basically, whatever the client comes looking for, we're going to help them get there.
Draw up the plan, kind of cater to that.
Yeah, because you guys have meal plans and nutrition.
Yeah, macros. All that
Okay.
good stuff, yeah.
What's your guys' focus on the nutrition side? Is it the macro? Do you do intermittent fasting? Is it?
I think, it kind of varies for each client.
Yeah.
If their lifestyle might take into effect of how they can eat, how much they can eat, things like that.
Yeah.
I think we try to have it to where it's still majority of our clients that come in are coming in for lifestyle coaching. So no one's really coming in or not a lot of them are coming in for bodybuilding or a specific sport to where they have to be a specific weight. So it's more so trying to teach them habits on okay, we need to stop doing this and start doing this, because at the end of the day they're still human. So we still want them to enjoy that drink on the weekend or have that takeout meal, things like that, but still be able to hit your goals.
Yeah, it's a whole 80-20 rule. So if I'm good 80% of the time, that 20% I can have some flexibility.
Definitely have a little cheat meal in there.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very important thing, because I'm if you're just so regimented all the time, that's just such a killjoy.
You're not going to enjoy life like you should be.
Yeah. But what you're saying is I think helping someone, you end up probably becoming more of the coach and counselor in this field.
Yeah.
And you're the therapist.
All the above.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your demographic mostly of your trainer? Of not your trainers, of people your clients? Is it 60% female?
Yeah.
70% female?
I think it's even higher than that.
Definitely majority.
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Not just for you, but in general.
Women are smarter.
Yeah.
they know when they need help and they're going to seek it. Guys have egos, and we're going to wait off a little bit until we really need help.
Yeah.
So we have majority female. Yeah.
A little more stubborn in a way.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah. I own fitness franchises. So I have 5 F45s. And so it's a HIIT style where it's very focused on getting several hundred members within a studio. But with that there's a high amount of overhead. Compared to you guys is an independent gym. You're developing your own brand. Your overhead is substantially less because you have independent contractors. Your staff are getting paid when they work. When they bring in the business. Right?
Yep.
So did you ever guys consider doing a franchise versus independent? What made you lean there? What do you think what would you say are pros and cons of each?
I know
we've talked about this before, and like, we've never really thought about franchising. We've never even really thought about like opening up another location, even though it would be great. I think for us, and it kind of happens with a lot of businesses, is when you start expanding, growing, you kind of lose that touch that you started with. And that's what we don't want to lose. And yes, that's going to make us lose out on potential like money things and just like growth. But I think where we're heading is the right direction. Just keeping it one gym, slowly growing over time, gaining more members, more trainers, and keeping it to what Barbell Effect is.
Yeah.
So you have like a clear, like, and what I love, like, you have a clear identity of what you're about and a clear focus. Like, I think a lot of business owners, they are kind of like just mindlessly kind of going through it, and they grow just because that's what you're supposed to do. But you're intentional.
Definitely. Very intentional. And, you know, we want to benefit everybody that we can. And like you said, just keep that close community type feel about the gym and have people come in and be excited to work out, to better themselves.
I was with fitness franchises, you have to pay franchise fees every single month, like thousands of dollars per studio. You got to have a membership manager that does the sales,
runs it, the trainers,
the trainers and all the staff, the technology and all these things. So it's great, but and then also, if I say I'm a performance psychologist, so I want to help people with their mindset and helping them learn to have a sense of purpose, hope for their life, to be able to unlock their potential, like, that's outside the brand. So you have full authority in your brand to do what you want.
How we want to.
And I think that's a nice thing too, because we can always change up if we wanted to, or like add or take away anything if we want to as well. And obviously with the franchise, you kind of have to stick to their blueprint.
That's a big, I think as someone is trying to kind of navigate, what do I want? Do I want to be my own boss? Franchises are great because there's maybe a proven model. However, if you're a high creative, or you have a clear cut vision of how you want it to be, that going off on your own is definitely probably a better move.
I agree.
But the challenge is no brand. Like you developed your brand.
You start from the bottom, really.
From the bottom. Like, we have our restaurant, and what does this word mean? What is the word? What's tonight? And we've been here 3 years. We're in the same community. We actually are in the same corner. We get the same junkie that walks from your parking lot to mine.
Jaywalking,
He's coming swinging a stick at my place, and then token in front of your.
Come get a lift in,
he does. He wants to get a quick lift in. That's why he comes in so strong. He's working out with you.
You're welcome.
But I guess I don't even know where I was going with this, but the challenge is I didn't have the brand recognition, so it takes a while, and I got all these people in the community that don't even know what we are. I sent out mailers, I've done like Facebook posts, I've done everything. Like, how have you guys got the word out? What's been the most effective way for you guys?
I mean, I think it's like word of mouth and the reviews that we get on Google. We have a really strong community, and I think, you know, they all want to see us flourish and win. So like, there's a lot of times we don't even have to tell them like, hey, spread the word, whatever. They're going out of their way to tell their family members about the Barbell Effect and what it's like to train in our facility, the feeling that they get when they train in our facility. So much of what we do is, I mean, Instagram, but word of mouth, the reviews that our clients provide for us on Google.
And you guys do like some referral bonuses and things like that. I mean, that's a low hanging fruit. And we just actually started doing more SEO. Like, when you Google like gyms near me, you can bid on those words and be able to, your thing will pull up pretty quick. And it's cheap. And that's been like low hanging fruit for us to be successful. Versus like, I've noticed that the algorithm change with all social media. Even if you post something, no one sees it.
Always evolving, always changing.
And you got to like constantly either be paying for it or something.
Run ads and whatnot.
And those ads get eaten up quick. It's like you have to constantly be on it. But if you have a good name and good, like,
kind of does its work for you.
Definitely. And for us, the churn, like within business, we're always keeping on track with how many members per month we're getting in, and then how many are exiting. And that's the churn. And we want to make sure that we're netting more than we're losing every month or every week, because it costs money to like acquire a member.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The time, the effort,
the man hours,
Yep.
the man hours for that. Like if you're going to be paying for the marketing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That's it. So you're, are you going to do another show?
I always say I'm going to, but
the dad life is getting in the way.
Oh yeah. I even tried, like during my wife's pregnancy to like lean out, and it doesn't work. Like eating out and just being comfortable, and like you're so tired, so stressed out.
Sure.
And then even now, just like running a business, having a daughter, trying to make time for both. Like I doubt that I'll do another show. I would love to, because it was super fun. Loved every minute of it, but it is it's taxing.
Yeah. So you bulk up and then you try to cut to what percent are you trying to get to? What body fat percentage?
I mean, as lean as you can, honestly. I want to say maybe when I leaned out, I was like 12% body fat maybe. Okay. So there was still room for improvement, but it's a whole process. You bulk up, lean out, do the next show, bulk up, lean out. Like it's just ongoing.
Yeah. So you guys, so now you have a daughter, right? And you got your wife or girlfriend? Wife. Okay. Yep. So you guys, so now you have a family, you own a business together. When was that, like, was there like a transition period for you being like full-time employed somewhere else to now this all in, or? Oh
yeah. So starting off, when I went from warehouse to training, she backed me so hard. Like, I obviously wasn't making as much as I was in the warehouses. So she was like, I'll cover like whatever you don't make up. And I was like, all right, cool. It didn't take me too long, but I want to say she, at least for like 3-4 months, she was helping me out financially. She helped me out with that. And even to this day, she's been like the backbone behind Barbell Effect. She does our marketing. She does all of our flyers, all of our design, our everything. So she handles all of that. Our taxes, like everything. So you just show up pretty much. So she's like the third leg of Barbell Effect. So she's a big part in that.
Okay. Yeah. So has it been a challenge working together and having a family together?
Sometimes, yeah.
Like I've noticed, and what I think Sarah and I, we are actually meeting with another couple who owns a business with a few other different stores in town. And they just kind of expanded to 2 and now 3. And they're a married couple. And they say, Ryan, how do you guys like not talk about work at home? You know?
Yep.
Yeah. It's either talking about the kids or work.
Yep.
So it's like finding other things to kind of, have you guys found that balance of when to turn off the business side and to be partners?
We try. We're both very business driven from the get-go. I think now that we have our daughter, we're kind of trying to find that right balance. But before that, and even now, we're very business driven. We're both very goal oriented. Super hardworking. So it's hard. We go out to eat and we catch ourselves just talking about the business, and one of us has to go like, "Hey, shut up! No more business. Like, let's have a nice night out. Just stop."
So what do we talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
It's just silence after that. Just eating. Yep. Oh yeah, that's the hard part.
That's funny. Yeah. And could you have been married how long?
Oh, she's gonna kill me. Oh, we got married. This is actually we got married on a leap year, so this is our 4th year married. Yeah.
So when do you celebrate your wedding? The day before?
Every 4 years.
Oh yeah. Hey, that works out great.
No, we it's usually like a weekend that we take to celebrate. So I thought it'd be like one day, and she's like, no, it's a whole weekend. So
now it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yep. She's a smart woman.
Right.
So yeah, man, as you guys are thinking about this adventure that you guys are on together, what would your words of wisdom be for other people coming out after you that are interested in doing something like this? What would you tell them?
I would say, at least from my perspective, take the leap.
Okay.
It's worth it in the long run. Like, you might have time frames where maybe financially you're not making what you want to make, but at least you're in a field that you're passionate about, that you want to be in to help a better your life. So take the leap. Understand that might be some dark days ahead, but in the long run, if you're passionate about it, it's going to work out in the long run.
That's cool.
Yeah. Definitely. He said this thing I was going to say, take the leap. It's scary, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
And like Nick said, there's going to be times where it's going to be rough. But if you're passionate about it, and I've always said this, if you're passionate about it, the money will follow. I know some people are against that and they're like, hustle the money and like, it'll keep coming. No, like for us, if you're passionate about it, the money will definitely come.
Right. That's right. Yeah. So now for your little one coming after you, what do you want them to learn from you? From this journey?
That anything's possible.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like,
what do you mean by that?
Where I come from, I shouldn't be here. Like having my own business, or
when you say where do you come from, what does that mean? I
grew up in a rough neighborhood. I got bullied, made some bad choices, dumb stuff as a kid, graffiti. I got a DUI at 18. It's just bad. So I shouldn't be where I'm at. Made dumb choices, decided to change it up. And just anything's possible. Like I set my mind to it. I was ready for a change. Didn't want to be the person that I used to be or what I grew up, the environment I was in. And I made change, and like, I'm a better person today. I like to say a great dad, great husband, hopefully a great business partner. So anything's possible.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's a big word. And that's probably one of the most valuable things that you could have said is like, you are not defined by your past.
Definitely.
And that you help point people towards what is possible.
I try.
Yeah. That's cool. What do you, as you think about the end of your life, what is like one of the last questions I always ask, like what do you want to be remembered for?
I think at least for me, I want to be remembered for doing everything that I could to help people outside of my life or even in my life live a better life and set a good example for my kiddos. Yeah. And so they can see that like he said, anything is possible if you put your mindset to it. Like you can help benefit your life, but others around you as well.
So good.
Yeah. I think like the things like I've done for other people or like how I've helped other people. Just like the influence I've been able to be on other people's lives. And if I've been able, kind of like our motto says, change one thing, change everything. If I can like just make one change in your life and it just takes off from that and just the snowball effect. Yeah. That's what I want.
Yeah. That's so good. And like you guys are like, you have taken something that has been just a dream. You pushed fear aside, stepped forward. And now like you're changing people's lives one person at a time. And I bet you when like that's the vision, like for me is like when I look at the end of my life, like who's coming with me, like who are the people that the lives that I've impacted. I hope that place is full of people that are like, hey, he helped me make my life better.
Definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And money will follow. You're right.
Definitely.
It's fine to make money. Yeah. But you got your priorities have to be aligned in line first.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
But get a vacation, not have to work 24/7. That's nice. That's nice too. So yeah, man, I'm gonna have to get one of those shirts and come do a workout, man. I feel like you guys are gonna make me super sore. I have a feeling. So
a good time. Yeah.
I feel like you can keep up. You're good. You're good.
We'll see. For sure. All right. Well, you'll have to check out the next episode because maybe I'll be doing a workout with them and they'll be kicking my ass.
Yes, definitely.
Love to have you.
Well, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you for having us.
Well, until next week, make sure you unleash your purpose. You can profit in business, faith, and life. See you next time.
Thanks for joining us for the Unleash Your Purpose podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review. We'll see you next week.